So I know it's been a while, but I've decided to change my upload schedule just to keep things feeling fresh. For those of you who don't care about this update part, just use the time codes in the description to skip to the actual review part. I'm the type of person who loses motivation for something very often. As a result, I feel the need to have to switch things around, which is part of the reason why I haven't uploaded in over a month. But now I want to try to get back into the swing of things. However, in order to do that, I want to switch up my upload schedule. I want to reserve different days of the week for certain types of videos. Now, I'm not going to go into specifics here because I don't want to bore you with the details, but if you want to know the specifics, then that will be in my channel description. So that's what I would like to do, but it's not a guarantee. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the newest MCU show, Secret Invasion. So if you've been watching my MCU videos for a while now, you know that this was one of the projects that I was looking forward to the least. It didn't really seem interesting to me, and I thought I was right when I watched the first 4 episodes. But then something happened during my viewing of episode 4 that prevented me from really focusing on it, so I decided to just rewatch it another day, and while I was at it, I figured I'd rewatch the first 3 episodes as well. And I'm glad I did this, because upon rewatching these 4 episodes, I actually enjoyed it a lot more this time. And I think it has something to do with the fact that the first time around, I was watching each episode week by week, and it lost my interest due to the gap between episodes. I actually enjoyed binge-watching the show. I split the episodes in half, and I managed to enjoy it a lot more. Now, don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm not pro-binge-watching. I do prefer watching something week by week as it comes out, but in the case of Secret Invasion, I personally think it benefits from watching it all at once. First, the stuff I did like. The performances are great, and I actually enjoyed a lot of the characters. I like how they fleshed out Nick Fury more by revealing that he has a Skrull wife. Gaia was a good character, and I enjoyed her arc of working for Gravik and then realizing that she was on the wrong side of things. I also enjoyed Sonya Falsworth. I like how unforgiving her character was. I also like how the show wasn't afraid to kill off semi-major characters with Maria Hill in episode 1 and Talos in episode 4. I was expecting them to pull some shit where they would reveal that they actually survived, but thankfully that doesn't happen. Now let's get into my negatives, because while yes, I did like the show way more than I thought I would, it's certainly far from being a great show. One of the problems is the main villain of Gravik. While I thought his performance was great, he was just a weak villain. He's upset that Fury didn't keep his promise of trying to find a new home for the Skrulls, so he just wants to take over Earth. Yeah, real original. And it's also kind of dumb how in order to combat the possibility of the Avengers, he just wants them to become super Skrulls with a bunch of different powers. Ugh, my god, this is lame. Another problem I have is that the show just needed a little bit more. With the concept of Skrulls being hidden throughout Earth, and the fact that they could be anyone, the show doesn't really do much with that. I was really hoping for more big reveals, and really all we got is the Rhodey Skrull reveal and Fury's wife working for Gravik. Not only is the show only 6 episodes long, but the last 3 are only a half hour each. We needed more runtime out of this concept. From what I've heard, this is a big deal in the comics, but they wasted it with only 6 episodes. This would have been awesome had it been the plot of an Avengers movie. And that's another thing. Even though it's on Disney Plus and has a higher budget than your basic cable TV show, it still feels considerably low budget. For a show all about a Skrull invasion, we really don't see very many of the Skrulls in their own natural skin. My point is that this concept was kinda wasted. This really should have been a movie instead. But I still have yet to talk about a huge problem with this show, and it's the finale. Yet again, another MCU Disney Plus show that is honestly really enjoyable, but is ruined by a disappointing finale. Not only is it only a half hour like I said, but it's another big dumb superhero battle. You have Gaia and Gravik using all the powers of the Avengers to fight each other, and it's fucking ridiculous. Not only does it sound like a dumbass idea on paper, but it also looks fucking dumb. You see their arms and shit changing into a bunch of MCU characters, and it looks so stupid. The entire time I was watching it, I thought to myself, what the fuck am I watching right now? Not only that, but then there's that dumb moment near the end when President Ritson finds out about Rhodey being a Skrull, and then basically declaring war on all Skrulls. What? He just assumes because the Skrull that was impersonating Rhodey was bad, that must mean all Skrulls are bad? Seriously? That would be like me encountering a mean cat that attacks me, and then just assuming that all cats are like that. Yeah, that might be a weird example, but my god, you get my point. It's a clear form of racism on the president's part. Also, how long was Rhodey a Skrull for? How long was Ross a Skrull for? The show never explains this. I guess they thought they would just leave it up to the fan theories, but I want to know. So yeah, like I said, this finale was disappointing. We now have 9 different MCU shows on Disney+, and I'm still waiting for that great show that not only has a great build-up, but also has a good finale. In fact, let's recap, shall we? WandaVision had a great build-up, but a disappointing finale. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier had pretty good build-up, but a disappointing finale. I may not have been a big fan of Loki, but the finale was by far the worst episode. What If had a good batch of episode, but guess what? Another disappointing finale. And then you have Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel, which had decent finales, but isn't really saying much since I found the shows themselves to be very mediocre. And then there's She-Hulk. I mean, really? Do I have to say anything? And now we have Secret Invasion, a pretty good build-up, but another disappointing finale. So here's to hope that that stops happening. Again, I didn't hate this show. It was much better than I thought, but it's still far from great. I'm gonna give Secret Invasion a 6 out of 10. So like I said, I'm trying to get back into the swing of videos, so hopefully you'll start to get more content from me soon on a consistent basis. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.